Okay, I know the thumbnail, title, whatever makes me sound schizo. I'm not afraid to admit this theory kind of does sound schizophrenic if you really think about it, but I know there's not really evidence to prove it that Toy Story and FNAF are in the same universe. But it's the philosophy. Okay, I got this from the Cognitohazard Theory that for why Buzz Lightyear freezes in Toy Story 1. This guy would probably give you the best detail. I'll probably not do the best job, but I'll try my hardest to kind of get my point through. But I do suggest to watch this video to get more, like, depth in it. I don't know. Or just get more thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't know. Just, you get more of a, well, you get the idea. So, what is this? Two. So I believe that Toy Story and FNAF have the same philosophy, or like how the animatronics and toys work in their world is the same thing. Like, I'll pop this image on screen. It's like the it's like instinct is like Woody, I'm a cowboy, or knowledge, I'm a toy. Like the basics like that where they fight against each other. I think the Glam Rocks are actually perfect examples of this, where still a bit sick, but it's like their instincts are like Chica's, for instance. Like it's about food and shit, right? I really don't get scared, Bridge. I kind of forgot about the game, to be honest, and the characters, but like I don't know, she likes trash and shit. But like that could still fit in like her instincts. But her knowledge is that she's not like that. Or I mean, like she's animatronic. Like she knows that, but she still does her instincts. I know that they have artificial intelligence. Like I'll get into that right now. It's like Cirrus Baby. Like yeah, she doesn't have that kind of philosophy if you really think about it. Well, in a way, but like I said, there's probably a lot of examples that disprove it. But I would say animatronics are advanced. Like I said, there's probably a couple of them that are just very advanced that probably don't fit into this kind of category, but or that might just be too advanced that they could be unique. But so they're like I would probably say like most of the characters kind of fit into this. Like even Springtrap or William Afton or whatever the fuck. Like Springtrap, like he follows the Balloon Boy thing, because that's part of the animatronics programming. So technically instinct. But like for Scraptrap, you kind of think, why would he change his body? Well, I personally think he did because he wanted to get rid of most of his robot programming, but he became so one with it that it became one of his instincts. That his knowledge is that he's aware of, like, he doesn't want to do it, but he still does it nonetheless. Because he became so entwined with it. That's what I personally think of why he follows the sounds in Fnaf 6. And like all the scrap animatronics also follow that philosophy. Or like the whole like sound thing of, or that mechanic of why the animatronics follow that, like it's part of the program. Like even Walt and Freddy, like you would probably think like, oh, like that should not be the case, but he does, because the remnants of the missing children are in him. I'm guessing the both the MCI is canon for this, so I don't really care. But still, like, yeah, you would probably think the MCI would be like connected to it. So like, you could say with their past experiences that they would have these instincts. Like, yes, it's probably not the same one as Toy Stories, where I would say like there has to be like some supernatural force connected to this, obviously. But with it, I think this supernatural force that's controlling the animatronics or like doing this is like some like maybe offspring or like maybe some thing that came from this supernatural force. Like the same, like the main supernatural force might have made like offsprings of itself, but I don't know. That's mostly a stretch. Like I said, this is just mostly speculation and rambles of a madman. But like think about it. Like watch the video and just like think about the FNAF animatronics. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Like yeah, like but they're possessed by like actual kids. But still, it still follows the same philosophy. Like they might act like their characters. I don't know. I haven't read the books or anything. But like I don't know, they could act like the actual animatronic personalities, but they know that they're like that children. Like you could say Puppet has more of an exception, maybe like going Friday. Like I said, like this is different from the Toy Story Supernatural Force, where that gives them life and like the toys are not like animatronics where it's like electronic based and like it's like the main one can actually give life. Like Puppet, she can only guide souls. Like technically, she can't give life. Like she mostly like the marionette or Puppet, or like she guides them, not really gives them life. Well, technically in a way, but you know what I mean. It just I know it might sound like I'm kind of contradicting myself, but I'm not. It's like it makes sense, you know. Like they're like these guys follow the same philosophy in a way. Just as like the supernatural force is an offspring, so of course it might be like more of a downgrade. It could explain. Oh yeah, this could also explain why Remnant and Agony exists, where it's like the souls like combined with the metal ends of soul that I'm talking about, Remnant or whatever. But these souls can also share like instincts with like, yeah, I'm Freddy Fazbear, and then their knowledge is they are still a kid, but they follow these or maybe certain personalities. It might be more different because like of course these are like 80s and 90s robots or mostly just 80 robots. They don't have artificial intelligence. And the Mimic can also work like this. It was built, but also like got beaten up and like I think like David also kind of got like their Agony or not, you know, it was like who built Mimic? Oh yeah, Edwin. Sorry, my mind's kind of been fried. But yeah, like Edwin beat up the Mimic and gave him his Agony, and you could, and that could also fit with it because in the video he talks about Forky, which was built by trash. That's how he likes trash. But for the Mimic, he beats up people and kills people because he was beat up by Edwin. So like the Mimic gained that because of that. You see what I mean? The parallels, like yeah, the Mimic was built, but it's like, but it could be different, you know. Like, of course, it would be different for animatronics. And if you like connect the timelines with Toy Story and FNAF, it's not like they could actually be in a good or in the same universe. Like I know, but like I know someone might say like, but the timelines don't make sense, you know, like or like why is there no Freddy's merchandise, even though like I think FNAF 1 takes place in 1992 or some shit, and like I think the franchise is like declining at the time, so I would I think so. I'm not fully sure, but that could explain why the franchise or why there's not really references to it. And of course, Andy was a kid during the two movies. Like why would he give a shit about a pizzeria chain that's like haunted? Like, is more about scary stories. I'd still say it makes sense to be in the same universe. Or I like knowledgeable. Like, it doesn't. They both don't really contradict each other. Even though the toys did exist longer, I believe. But you could say the supernatural force existed way longer, and then the offspring really came when it was like maybe near the similar times. So it's basically me saying that the animatronics, like how Remnant and Agni kind of work, they have some similar philosophy to the toys from Toy Story. Like Forky and the Mimic, they actually do share something like that, where Forky was made from trash. That's why he likes trash. I know I hate talking about the fourth movie too, but this actually works with it. The Mimic, he was beat up by Edwin, and the Mimic gets that aggressive tendencies. Like I said, it's similar, but still like different. But you could see the similarities or the parallels with that. And like Glamrock eating like trash, or that's her instinct. That's a part of her. I don't really know the full context, but that's like a part of her. Or that's her instincts. Now, like, she was programmed to do that. Maybe not exactly, because I think like glitch malware or something like corrupted her or something. I really don't know anymore, but it still falls in the same philosophy. In a way, like, yeah, these animatronics are more advanced, so like it might be more complicated. Like I said, there are probably exceptions, like Circus Space. That's like the only one I can really think of. Maybe the puppet as well, but like there's still like exceptions. But I mean, like there's like advanced AIs, like even like Mimic or M1 could also like be an exception as well. It's more so like the animatronics have artificial intelligences. That's what I mean. The artificial intelligences would also, or artificial intelligence robots can also contradict it. The animatronics about that or really that complicated could also work. I think this theory works. And I claim this as the same cognitohazard theory. And I think this also a lot, or this came from like some SCP type of thing. I don't know. You probably have to watch the video to get more deep into that, because the video does get more deeper than I ever do. Just saying, like, huge thanks to this guy that'll pop on screen. He gave me the idea, or like he made me think about it, and I actually kind of do think Toy Story and FNAF might be connected because of these philosophies. I might have maybe gotten some stuff wrong. Like I said, I never really delved into the FNAF world, in the FNAF lore in a long time. Or in a while, I mean, apologies. Just a bit tired, if you can't tell. But like, I think I'm on something. Or just, like, take my words in consideration. Maybe look at the series. Maybe look at some of the points I did point out, like Springtrap, maybe the Mimic, and watch the video as well, and like look at those parallels. Just to see what I mean. And some of these were also going by memory. I didn't really do that much research on this. It was just me really saying it, or just saying it and just kind of improving it. So yeah, this is my theory. I'm not gonna do the whole game theory schlock or whatever, but yeah, this was my theory.